So basically I'm staying nearby, but it doesn't affect me. But the thing is this, you are building an LRT station here, you would have studied what is the impact. Because from the station, you already said at the very beginning, from the revenue and all that, you would have studied the passenger load, you have studied who is using it. Because just now it says you have not done the traffic study. This is one of those things you would have done. What is the impact from the station based on your expected revenue? Okay, where your revenue, what are the residents using it, or people are doing transit to join LRT3 to MRT? I'm sure this is the first thing that you would have done. So based on that assumption, you must already know what is the car park capacity required. If based on that assumption, you know that it's not enough, and for sure I can tell you, there's never ever going to be enough parking space. Right? Then what about the traffic coming in? Because LTP is very crowded, and then your access, your traffic consultant would have advised you, even on a preliminary stage, how this will impact. We need an answer from you, right? And the other thing is, in the event that people do park illegally or along the roads, what is MPPJ concern and how are they going to tackle this? Thank you.
We'll take 3 questions, one go. Mr. Lim, is that okay? We take 3 questions, one go, so it's easy for you to answer.
Hello, my name is Lim Juran. I'm 21/30 zone woman. Now, I think for YP's information, besides the issue of parking, I think the major issue today is security. Okay, now, the first question I would like to ask is, I reckon we are bringing in 1.5 million foreign workers on top of the existing 5 to 7 million workers. So can I ask whether are you bringing in some more foreign workers to manage this project? Now, number 2, where are you going to house the foreign workers? Are you going to house around the cabin along where the LRT line or next to where we are staying? Because every highway I've seen a lot of crime. And I can list out the list of crime that you'll hear me till 5 o'clock. Number 3, who are going to supervise the foreign workers? Because in their pastime, they are going to linger around all the Damansara, Utama areas. It's going to be bloody messy. Okay, so for social problems, social ills, I think we have enough of dengue issue now. We do not need any further social problems on this project. Now, the other thing is regarding the equipment. Can I know roughly where you are going to house the equipment in the course of the construction? Because as you go along building, right, you have a lot of equipment all along the Damansara areas. They are being put everywhere. So I won't be surprised whether when I come back, I see a low order right in front of my gate. So can we know exactly where we're going to house this? Can we have a proper bar chart on all this equipment? Okay, I think that's all. Thank you.
Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am General Dato' Goh from SS21/13. And this is one of the front lines we are going to war beside SS42 and 42A. And you see, Road 2113 is the longest road in Damansara Utama. It comprises of 69 houses. 57 has petitioned against LRT3. 11 we cannot detect, either it is not being occupied or they are elsewhere. Except for one joker, he's for it. because he say property will go up. Thank you. So I am sort of, I think, under the chairmanship of resident, we have formed up 2 focus groups. Group 13, I'm one of them. I'm the head of focus group 13, and Dr. Shannon is from 42A. And we take up this dirty job because we are very interested. As we mentioned, we have 3 engagements. We have 6 plus 3 cohort engagement that was last Thursday. From that, we showed how serious we are. Before I forget, I think Mr. Lim, I'd like to rebut strongly that in view of LRT3 coming up, Sungai Kayu Ara will be beautified, landscape and all that. Do you mean you need LRT3 to come up only to beautify Sungai Kayu Ara? Just like that, the amount of water is being piling up each day. So I think we shouldn't talk about parking, noise and all that. We want this to be out. Go back to the future plan. Option 1, not option 2, or rather option 3. Okay, next I'm going to throw a big spanner. Is there any integrated plan as far as integration of road transport and rail transport? I think we are competing, getting higher and higher. Roads, I think we have 100 years now, 3, 4. We have MRT elevated, road elevated, LRT elevated. And by August 2020, by which I think hopefully we achieve developed status, PJ will be the ugliest city in the whole world. Everything elevated. Because why? It's cheap. If you're not ready, why must you rush to it? Have a proper feasible study. Don't talk about car park security if you don't want to know. It shouldn't be come to our mind. Have a proper feasible study. If finance is a factor, why can't we delay and do a proper study? So that's what we are trying to bring across, And Prasarana Utama has been here since 1974, for 41 years. I can imagine 42A, they go to bear with the agony of LDP, MRT, LRT,
Yes.
coming next.
Yes.
And you are talking about the distance is only 20 feet, only 6 feet. So I can imagine. And I think upon earlier you mentioned about the piers 15 feet, that's at ground level. But Sungai Ara, you're going to plus another 15 meters, which means the noise level will be higher. Because the piles will be bigger and things like that. So have you ever thought of that? And when the LRT curve, I know I've done some homework, the noise is going to be greater as opposed to a straight line. And as it goes, the rail gets the odor and the cars, the noise level is going to be higher. So these are all very technical. I'm a non-technical man, but we have done some homework, and this is what we feel. So in all, we shouldn't talk about security, parking. We don't want LRT3 in our vicinity. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Dato', for your feedback. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, just as I mentioned, whatever that you have seen, whatever that we have discussed, are still very much in proposal stage. Yeah, it is not something that is cast in stone, as what Brad just mentioned. Right. Now, another point that we need to take into account is that the LRT3 is part of the larger picture. Yeah, to connect the western corridor of Greater Klang Valley. Yeah. At this point of time, as you will realize, a lot of the development is done on the eastern part of the city, of Greater Klang Valley. But there's no connection from Klang towards PJ area, right? So this is part of the Greater Klang Valley Public Transport Master Plan that the SPAD has developed over the years. Yeah. So what we are doing is a much more bigger picture. We always mention that, why can't we be like our neighbors down south, having very good public transport where people do not need to drive and so on. Yeah, and this is what we're trying to achieve. Yeah, this is what we're trying to develop to improve the connectivity and mobility of the people within the greater Klang Valley. Yeah, so that's number one. Now, number two, as we have mentioned, the location of the station is not 100% fixed, right? Whether it is behind 42A or whether there's a possibility for us to move it to the main road, right? We need to evaluate this option, right? But what we are committed to you is that we are listening to you, right? That's why we are here, right? We are looking at the various options. What would be the best option for us to minimize the impact to the people, right? Our aim is to minimize the impact, right? But as I've shared earlier with some of the residents here, there is no way we can assure you that there's zero impact. No way. Yeah, there would be some inconvenience to the people, right? But what we are committed to is to minimize the impact. Yeah. Now, in terms of parking and all that, you know, there would be parking bays. Yeah. There would be when we build the when we develop the alignment, there would be proper traffic management study done. Obviously, we have done the initial traffic. Yeah. Yeah, the traffic impact assessment is actually available at the at our public inspection locations. Yeah, you could actually take a look at it. Yeah, so there are studies done. Yeah, but what we will do is once the alignment is firm, then we will do a much detailed assessment. Again, it is to minimize impact to the people. Yeah, we have, this is the third LRT that we are going to build, right? Over the years, over the past 20 years, I would say, we have learned a lot, right? And as what we have committed to YB Tony Pua, yeah, we have learned and we must take the lessons learned and make sure that we do not repeat the same mistakes that we have done in the past. Like for example, you know, YB is very concerned with parking, right? The situation that we currently face in Taman Bahagia, in Kelana Jaya and so on, yeah? I can assure you that we will do whatever our utmost to ensure that we learn from the past and improve as we move along. Yeah. Yeah. There is also a concern on foreign workers and so on. Yeah. Foreign workers would not be placed at the stations. They would not be staying at the stations. Yeah. We would provide centralized quarters for these people. Yeah. They will be located in Johan Setia, far away from Damansara Utama. Yeah. Yeah. On the question on machineries will be located within our what we call ROW. Yeah. Our work area behind the hoarding. Right. So you should not be seeing machineries outside on the main road unless there is a need for us to lift heavy machine, heavy equipment, right? Heavy materials. Like what is happening at this point of time when we are building the track, yeah, where we need to lift the segmental box girder or the concrete boxes, right, that forms the track. But all this would only be done late at night when traffic is at the minimal, right? Normally this sort of work would only be done from 11 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Because otherwise the local authorities would not allow us to close the traffic for us to lift all the segmental box girders or the concrete boxes, yeah?
But I think, why must we dwell on all these things as if LRT is going to take off? That would be a different exercise, I think. We'll have another battle.
We are trying to address the concerns raised.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, we shouldn't be concerned. If it's going to be
we're trying to share, yeah.